Hello and welcome to this new Setons cast. Today we're gonna more or less high rated games. The lowest rated player is 1700. So let's see what they're doing and how they could improve. So he's starting with a double factory opening. I think you can't afford this pigeon between these factories. I think you're gonna stall. And I'm really not a fan of this double factory opening because you scale up way slower as if you would have done with a normal opening. Nuggets opening with a pigeon and a max. I don't like a pigeon costs quite some time. I mean, he gonna be at the same time in model as if he would have built 3 maxes. But I feel like he doesn't need this pigeon to actually not store power. So on the top beach gameplay, you don't need to reclaim these trees. These are all broken trees. It doesn't make sense to reclaim. Like, this engineer is idle, this engineer should assist this, and this ACU should already walk here. So, well, I mean, it looks as if he more or less know what he has to do, but doesn't do it really good. And another thing is, if you go for the hydro and building it with the ACU, you shouldn't go to mid at all. Because if you build this hydro with your ACU, you're going to be so late in mid that it doesn't have any real impact. So if you decide either you walk after 4 maxes, or you build the hydro, but then you stay in the base with your ACU. And also he's reclaiming so much. Like, why? Like, why would you reclaim and not expand with your engineers? You have enough power, you have enough mass. Why don't you send these engineers to actually get these expansion routes instead of reclaiming resources you can't even spend? Well, he's gonna be late on this transport, but probably it's gonna be fine. I mean, this transport is really late. If, like, usually the first inti of the beach player has to go here. You start with an inti, then with a scout, and you send them immediately here. And most of the time, your inti is going to be here when the transport lands. So you can't kill the transport before it lands in most cases. But if you go for such late transport, it's easily doable. And that actually means that he doesn't has to waste resources on a transport snipe and can go for the normal build order while achieving the exact same thing. So that's a bad build order because you just delay your transport so much. This build order seems fine. I think the E-storage is a bit early, but otherwise it's fine. And the reclaim destination is bad. Like, you should split your NGs so that each NG has its own reclaim order. And if you have a reclaim order, don't reclaim these broken trees. These broken trees are the last trees you're actually gonna reclaim. First of all, you reclaim all the tree groups and not these broken trees. Now he lands, and I mean, he even has labs in it. Like, you already dropping like nearly 1 minute late, and then you're trying to get labs through. This will never work against anybody who is above 1300. So this is actually a strong play. He drops his NGs and use the ghetto gunship to kill the NGs. So this is a really strong play, because I mean, I don't know if he just lost an airfight or something, but usually the beach player has more inties than the rock player early on, so it should be doable that you actually win air. So yeah, like really try to split these NG reclaim orders. And then he's placing his factory here. Like, where exactly do you want to build your air grid? First of all, you can only get adjacency from one Tech 2 PGen, or you don't get the adjacency from a Tech 3 PGen, which is even worse. So, like, you should place your factory here, because if you do that here, you're gonna end up in not being able to have the right adjacency bonus, and you can't really expand your air grid. Like, where exactly do you want to place the air factories? Like, here is basically no place where you can place a land factory. You can actually look at it. Like, where like here, but well, it's not really like you can. I don't know. Here you waste mass storages for your Tech 3 max later on. I really don't know why you place it there. Like, otherwise it looks pretty normal. He's going for transport and probably dropping Zuis. I don't like that this early. Like, you can do that when you have excess units here, but at the moment you're already very, like, you have far less units than he does. So if you transport these units into the back of the base, he can easily overrun you in the front of your base. And also, you have 3 maxes done, and he has already, if we add all these percentages together, probably 5 maxes done. So reclaim wise, Nuggets did a lot better. He reclaimed 1k more. Oh well, but that's mostly trees. He actually reclaimed in the middle better, but he didn't reclaim any of his trees, which is really bad. Like, I don't know why people ignore on front the trees. Like, in every other spot they reclaim their trees, but in front they seem like to just ignore it, like as if the trees doesn't exist. But these are like 3 Tech 2 maxes, or at least like 2 to 3 Tech 2 maxes. Like, you can't just ignore it. It's really important to reclaim also these trees. So now we see in bottom pond he has a very strong. Okay, now he's switching for bombers. That's good. He sees I have the air lead. Now he really has to make it work, because he invested so much in air while he didn't, and he also over-invested. Like, half of the inties would have done the same impact. So now he really wants to make it worth these bombers. Yeah, usually at this point you want to be fully reclaimed, or at least like to this front max reclaimed. He's very inefficient in reclaiming because he has just one big group. Then he crushed probably a lot of trees with such NGs, because you see they just walk through the tree group and then they reclaim only single trees. And this looks, well, why is he on full Tech 1 max? Like, so many Tech 1 maxes. Like, you can be at minute 7 on full Tech 2 eco, and you should be fully reclaimed at this time, or probably at 7:30. Yeah, you should be reclaimed, fully reclaimed by now. And now what I would do is I send out scouts, kill all the inties, and then I move in with my bombers and focus these pigeons. These pigeons are placed so perfectly for these bombers. And now he's doing it very good. He's moving out of the way of the scouts and wants to kill, or he doesn't. He just saw these bombers attack there. But usually you want to go from the side, so these inties have a harder time to actually kill these bombers. And he runs very bad coverage. Like, you always want to have your inties between his inties and your air-to-ground units, which means if you have bombers here and he has inties here, you want to have your inties between them, because then you can actually kill everything which comes away. But now you can't. So, but this is still a good bomber run, and he's gonna have a very hard time transitioning to Tech 3 stage. And he's focused, he dropped so many bombs. Oh yeah, but okay, this is brutal. Like, he gonna power stall is crazy. Like, he had already too few pigeons, but then killing all this and having so much mass in storage and trying to spend it, that's really brutal. And now he gets even dropped. So, and here's another drop. So bottom pawn, if he abuses this now correctly and goes in for Tech 2 spam, for Tech 2 Sarah destroyers, he can really win this. Target priority on maxes, not on NGs. Yeah, that's good. I would have moved like 3 to the other side and these to this side. And now all the drops can come. Oh, this is brutal. And he has to run cover, because here are gunships. You really have to protect them. And I wouldn't have dropped in mid, because mid has so much power here. I would have gone way deep into their player base. And also, if you see such things, these gunships have AOE, and gunships can focus transports. So if you see such things, just right click with the gunships, the transport, and the whole load of the transport dies. Even if you can't kill the transport, the load is dead. Especially Aeon gunships are good for that. So he's going for a lot of drops, which is usually a fine choice, but now it's getting, I mean, he's late. He should have already attacked 3 pigeon and already can kill all these transports. Like, he shouldn't have built these like, first these tanks and second these gunships. Like, let your navy and mid player deal with that, but not you, because you need to build the ASF to kill the future drops. Like, you can have these gunships, but if constantly new drop are landing, this doesn't help the situation. And why do you place your pigeons so that you can't even place, like, if he would have placed it like one space in between, could have at least have an air factory here adjacent to 2 Tech 2 pigeons and the Tech 3 pigeon, but he placed it so that this isn't even possible. And reclaim these factories, like, and also you can't assist your Tech 3 factory with Tech 3 NGs. You're gonna store. I mean, yes, he's building a strat, but even with ASF, you would store. I mean, he still hasn't really fixed the power problem. More or less he has fixed it. But he really has to make use of it. Like, all this aggression needs to be used to actually spam out Destros. Like, the Tech 2 stage is the strongest stage of Seraphim, and you really want to abuse this Tech 2 stage. And so that's, and then he's going for gunships, but like, it's minute 12, ASF are out, and gunships are rarely worth it at this stage. You can do that before minute 10, because then there are no ASF and they can have actually any worth, but now they're kind of completely useless. He's going for TML ACU, very good player, because he sees here are no TMDs. I mean, here are some, actually, probably as a reaction. So this is a good player. I would like now him to walk here and kill these maxes. This is really important for bottom pond now. So the bottom pond can actually get back on track. And now you see, like, you have 2 ASF running no cover for your strat bomber. Like, and now you even engage, like your strat is dead, and you're wasting now even your ASF too. So this is a horrible misplay, like, but I could have told you that before, because building a strat takes roughly 1 minute. Flying a strat here takes roughly 1 minute. So you need to be at least 2 minutes ahead to have any real impact here. And he wasn't. He was probably 30 seconds or 1 minute in front. And then he goes for a strat. And then he's wondering why he has so much more ASF. So this can't work. Now he's dropping here. That's a very, very good target. Why are you not shooting? This is weird. Seems like he has an on-hold fire or something. Well, a completely wasted drop. It could have killed already all maxes, because he didn't react to it at all. So this is very good. This TMD gonna be finished. But he can kill this max, and he can kill also these maxes if he has a transport. And now, what an air micro. Why would you even go here? Like, why would you engage here? You donate all the mass to the player, and the probability that he has more ASF is quite high, because he's way closer to his production than you are to your production. So yeah. But Nugget's getting a real worth from these from the store TML ACU. That's really good, and that's really important. What I like to see is like going for Tech 2 Air HQ, and then building, I don't know, in his position Janus, or in the position of a Seraphim player Novus, and killing these TMDs so he can actually TML him multiple times. And now he has really to build top launchers, otherwise he's dead. Yeah, where he reacted too late to that. In his situation, I would actually try to TML anything, like even the frigates or these subs, because if he gets another vet, he gets like 2000 more HP and more regen. So this would be really important. Yeah, I think he's doing it. Yeah, see, and now he gets. Oh no, he didn't got his vet. That's very sad. Oh no, he does. See, whoa! Now he got so much more HP. That really saved him. Now he survives that, just because of this TML action. This is exactly how you want to do that. I don't like this play because you can't win versus drop bombers and top launchers with Tech 1, and this is just an explanation. In the top point, we have in Tech 1 push, and why is all the static AA here? Why do you overbuild it so heavily? Like 14 times 150 mass. This is so much mass. You just, and like if you see, most of them killed 0, nothing. All together probably killed like 300 or what. So like the 2 of them are out of the calculation because they repaid them. But yeah, this is overreacting to the fullest. And now, then I don't know how this can happen. Like, just build top launches, and you won't have any problems. But he has also so many air factories, so he probably didn't know what to do against a normal push, or he didn't see it. But usually you just build 2 top launchers and you spam factories so you can get build power, and there's basically no problem. I mean, usually losing before minute 15 or before minute 20 even is always your fault. There's no way that is not your fault, because you can easily, like, you can even, if you see, oh no, I'm getting outscaled and he has so much more mass or something, you can just put everything into Navy, and even though you won't be, you can't compete in the late game, you have at least hold on to these Navy yards as long as possible. But he made capped maxes and static AA and didn't reclaim enough, made too much air and stuff, and this results in this outcome. So he wants to go now for Tech 2 push. It's okay because he has far less eco, but the problem is first the hover spam, and second he has a faction advantage because he's Seraphim. So it's gonna be way harder, even with the same destro count, to win this fight as for him, because he has a better destro. But he's quite far ahead on the destro production. And I mean, he has to make it worth now, because the top pond is already lost, and he really has to win bottom pond now. Nuggets should really go now in bottom pond to help winning this side. So, okay, you don't want to retreat with your Destrous just in a straight line, because like, Siren Destrous can't shoot backwards. You see, now the Destrous aren't shooting, only if they get in a certain angle. And he has to get transports. And don't continue to eco at this point. Now you need to put everything into Navy. And you should get a transport to drop here to get all the reclaim. But Beach is reacting here exactly how he should. He sees, oh, I'm getting pushed, I stop equaling. He doesn't. Oh, my mistake. But at least his build power indicates that he should stop equaling. Like, he's stalling a lot. Yeah. Like, pause your maxes. If you go for maxes now, you won't have maxes left because your navy is lost. Like, go for units now. And wait for your mid player to actually help you. That's the only thing you can do now. Minute 22 and the air grid is very small and they are not full tech 3 maxes yet. Usually at minute 22 you want to be full tech 3 max and you want to be able to have such a big air grid that you spend all your mass. So yeah, and they are not there, not any near. So that's a problem. I mean, both of them are kind of on the same level, but so that's not gonna end the game or something. But usually this would be already. This could be game losing if he would be against a competent player. And now he really has to micro. He really has to go left and right to evade the shots. And don't drop your reclaim engines right there. That's really not a good plan. Oh, this drop is brutal. He's dropping Percy's, even though it's quite late in the game. This can be brutal. You should focus the engines first, and then go for the maxes. But even Percy's have so much HP, they can easily withstand these CPDs. So he killed now 6 tech 3 maxes. This is very good play. He killed 7. And bottom pot is losing because he has just more mass and because of that also more Destros. And he made maxes. So yeah. So now it's equal, but the problem is top has already started to gain its advantage from actually winning this pond and starting a land invasion. I don't know why he's spamming just NGs. Like, you need to build something against this. And he has to run cover. Why do you fly away? You can't fly away when your gigantus are here. He should really try to go now and kill some mexes or go harass this player, because he's the only one who can really make profit from this. And he has to build way more frigates. Like, he sees he's going for hover spam. That means you need frigates to actually deal with this hover spam. Like, your destroyers aren't that good at dealing with hover spam as your frigates. So you really need to build more frigates. Otherwise your destroyers are just getting crushed by this hover tank. And that's actually what's happening. Like, all his destroyers are dead. And now they have all the reclaim in the world and even more eco together. So this went horribly wrong. Like, this was actually won. If he would have just built more frigates, he could have easily withstand this attack. Nuggets have an Atlantis. So this is, I mean, I don't like building Atlantis versus Aeon, because Aeon is so brutal at killing Atlantises because of their death charges of their Exodus. But if he manages to get multiple Atlantis out without him notice it, this can be really brutal, and actually he can probably win this pawn because he has no eco. He has 2 Tech 3 mexes. Now he should actually notice that there is something wrong, but he doesn't. And the second, oh no, now the frigate's getting shot. Now, like, if your frigate is dying now, you should realize, maybe I should look there. And now, like, I mean, that's a good decision. If you can't kill the navy, kill the base and the eco, so they have less eco to produce new units, that's probably a good decision. The problem is that most of the eco they've got is actually reclaimed. I mean, these Percy drops are brutal, but he has like 40,000 mass lying right in front of his doorstep, so he doesn't need actually these mexes. So Nuggets making really worth of these drops, which are very, very cost effective, because one Percy costs just a bit more than Tech 2 max, and he killed so many Tech 3 maxes, killed all these maxes, killed this max. And now he discovered that there are Atlantises, and this won't end up good, I think, because air isn't one, and if he would have actually run decent coverage, all of the Destro would be already dead, but they are now dead. And I don't think why is he spamming sub-hunters? The Destro is better at killing the Atlantis than the sub-hunter. And I don't like the play of Nuggets here, going for this base. He should probably go for this base, because then he can navy lock him actually, and then focus on this side, because these are only AI boats. There is nothing which can really harm him. Okay, he's splitting it. I would probably send one Atlantis here, but even the air can do that. So he should have sent all the Atlantis here and killed the production. That's why you need an Omni, but the Omni got killed actually. I don't know why he's not pushing in harder. Like he could easily push in completely. Like he's very defensive in his push. He just clears everything which is attacks him instead of attacking himself like by himself. He could easily crush this now. Like he's just suiciding all his Tech 1s, Tech 2 sub hunters. And Nugget's actually winning the top pawn. This is, I would have never played like this. I would have just concentrated on winning this. But that's actually a very good plan. Like it actually worked. That's a very good play in retrospect. But the rock player still not building enough frigates. Like as Siren, you have the best frigate and you're dealing with hover span. You really have to build frigates. And now Tech 3 torps coming out, but air is lost. Or at least they have enough air and the Atlantis have a strong anti-air. So I don't know why he doesn't keep his ASF over the Atlantis. Like he can't fight there because the Atlantis have such strong AA. Just keep your ASF over the Atlantis as soon as he gets his Solaces in to attack the Atlantis. They instantly die in the cloud of ASF. And now he's actually winning the pond. And they're getting all the reclaim. That's a very strong play. And it seems like bottom is losing. So actually the pond completely switched. He was winning the pond but didn't build enough frigates, so lost it. And he had already completely lost the pond, and Nuggets carrying him out of the position. Nuggets isn't happy about the player. Yeah, I mean, he still on Tech 1 maxes here, but making Tech 3 maxes here. I mean, like the air player, that's your, like he's completely winning your pawn. That's now you have to protect him. Like you can't just let all his Atlantis die to Solaces. You really, that's your task. Like your main task is to protect your team from air attacks. So keep your ASF there where you need them, and that's basically the whole time these Solaces, which are doing a big amount of damage to these Atlantises. I really don't know why he isn't going into Navy. Like he is out-ecoing Rock. So why don't you win it here? He's going for a nuke. Yes, is he overflowing? Yeah, oh no. He's not overflowing. How does he manage that? Oh, building raspberries. That's a horrible mistake. Never build raspberries. Raspberries are so inefficient at getting resources. Always go for mass stacks. At the moment, support ACUs of all sorts, even Rambo ACUs, support ACUs, are just a meme. Don't think they are actually good. And now bottom has to win. Like he is on 200 mass income. Silent is out-equaling him, so the beach player is out-equaling him. He is out-equaling him 2 times. So they have 3 times the eco of this player. And he doesn't even have the power. So he's just living off the overflow from their player. 16,000 power overflow. This is brutal. But Nuggets really strong this game. He basically carried the whole top pond from the mid position. They are looking all game more or less equal, even though top is always a step ahead. He has always a bit more ASF, can afford some gunships. He's not using them as efficiently as he could, but that's fine. Now he's going for Tech 3 RT. And that I don't like the play, because you want to abuse the weaknesses of the opponent. And he's spamming the whole game Tech 2 tanks. And your arties are relatively bad against Tech 2 tanks. So why would you do that? That's a good plan if you have if you're spamming the hover tanks and he can't react to that. That's a good plan then. But why would you do that? Like, this is just mass estimation. And he has so many destroyers. And he actually managed, oh no, but you have to be like, have your target priority on factory and then moving there. But don't stand still while a lot of Zuis are trying to kill you. Now he's starting laser. Typical Cyber behavior. Where is Nugget? Well, Nugget's very dangerous position here. Nobody has TLDF or anything, so this could be really good.
Strategischer Start geortet.
Another nuke going for. Is it going for a navy? Or it's going for the island? I would probably prefer the navy at this moment, because once this is dead, they have all the reclaim in the world, and there's no way. Okay, he's going for the island. I mean, it's also an okay move, because then he has basically nothing anymore. And he's going for a chicken. I don't know why he's going for a chicken. Like, these Percies easily kill your chicken. So why would you go for a chicken? Like, you can't just play generic. You have to always think about, what is my opponent doing, and where are his strengths and where are his weak spots. And his strengths are at the moment that he has a lot of Percies here and these Atlantises here. The constant air attacks and abusing of the air situation, and the constant Percies. These are the two plays Nuggets going for the whole game. And so he has a lot of Percies, and your reaction is to build a chicken which dies to these Percies, which isn't a really good plan. Now bottom pawn is losing slowly but steadily. They probably do. I mean, in this moment where he just attacks his factory and he has a lot of series, these destroyers take so much damage. You should really pay attention to the flag and focus this first, because Stingers die so quickly to flag. So I would really like to see that he's producing air from this from these Atlantises, and then sending them in when the air of the air player is somewhere here, or if they fight air or something, then send all of his air out and kill the air grid or something. I don't like this harms gameplay. Like, for what? Okay, you build now a lot of air, a lot of harms. You're probably throwing air away for that. And which advantage did you gain now? I don't know. The pond is secured. You won't win this now. And he's abusing air now, which is the correct way, because he has far more ASF. So he really needs to abuse air. You always want to build the lowest amount of ASF while still ensuring that you win the next air fight. Because the ASF, they have no impact on the game as long as you have more. So if you have more ASF and you continue building ASF, these ASF have no value because they don't change the outcome of anything. You would have won air even before building these ASF. So you want to switch very fast to air to ground units once you have more ASF. Usually I do it like when I think I have like 10%, 5 to 10% more ASF as my opponent. Then I go for gunships or corsairs or torps, whatever I'm gonna need.
Strategischer Start geortet.
I mean, he went for so many nukes, and yes, they landed, but they didn't ensure the win in the bottom pond. And that's mainly the mistake of the front player, because he just continues to spam hover tanks, but he should really use the hover tank just to force him away of this navy they are, and then go and build navy, because navy is better at killing navy than hover tanks. And now this is very brutal. He's focusing the chicken, which is very good team play. And now he has allowed all these Perseus and the Fat Boy to run over the whole base. So does he have an SMD? I am sure he has. Yes. I mean, it was expected. So Nuggets should really mix in more arties, or at least more tanks or something, because the Perseus are very bad at killing these small units. And yes, you have a Fat Boy, but also your Fat Boy isn't, it should focus these static emplacements or a chicken from far away, but not killing these small arties. Or mix in some Titans or anything, but anything for killing these small units. Now he's con dropping, I suspect, Tech 3 ACU. Oh, Tech 3, teleporter and laser. When you can teleport, why would you drop here? Can someone explain that to me? It doesn't make any sense for me. Why would you risk getting killed when you can just teleport? Isn't that the whole point of building teleports? Like, but Nuggets completely steamrolling the front base. Even bottom can't really win. I mean, he still haven't found any way to deal with that hover spam. I don't know why he doesn't make frigates. If he would have just made, like, instead of a few destroyers, just frigates, all of this hover spam would have died, and he would have navy locked them already. So he's teleporting now probably, and trying to snipe an ACU. Nugget's standing there in a very problematic position. He's standing there in a better position, because he has all the build power to spam PDs, but not in a great position. He's standing there in a dangerous position as well. So he could really make value from it. And I think that's very important to say. That's basically the difference between mediocre rating and high rating. You see Nuggets is on 300 mass income, and you see how much of an impact he had. All these gunships all the time, all these Atlantises, a land invasion, Percy drops, Fat Boys. You see all this impact he really had on the game. He really changed the outcome of the game. While the purple guy is on 450 eco and he had no impact on the game at all. Like, he did nothing. Like, he lost the pond and then it was over. Like, that was all he did the whole game, basically. And he's on 450 eco now. Nuggets on 300 eco, basically doing so much for the team. He did most of the impact for the team, probably, with the lowest income. That's really the effectiveness of high-rated players. So he wanted to teleport and kill the ACU, but he had a laser too and killed him. Well, you should look for that. Yeah, but this is a loss for our bottom team now. Like, these Percys and these Fat Boys gonna do the rest. I also like Nuggets just building mobile shields out of the Fat Boys, so he has more HP basically for the Fat Boys. Yeah. He should but really focus these arties, because these arties are basically the only thing which can. Yeah, and the battleships now. The only thing which can really damage him. But you see, basically both of them paid off. So that's really good. I mean, he's still spamming destroyers. Like, at some point you have to realize this won't work. I mean, it actually works, but I really don't know why it should work. Like, there's no way this should work. I mean, So someone is teleporting here. It has to be Surfer or Azumai. And it's not Smite, so it's Surfer. Or did he already... Oh, he... Okay, he teleports just back. Yeah, I mean, that's basically the best you can do. But at this point it doesn't make any impact because you won't win air back anyway, because you also have no air grid. You should have gone really for Nuggets, because Nuggets is the only one who really... He is a really important role of the top team. I mean, the air player did kinda nothing and all. Like, he went for Res Boys, he went for Nuke, he went for air, he went for Monkey Lords now, for harms. Like, he tried to have everywhere his footsteps, but the problem is he lost air for the team, which caused a lot of problems. Like all these gunships of Nuggets, his own gunships, land invasion. He will also build a Monkey Lord somewhere. So he had basically no real impact, because he built air, but not as much that he can actually win. He built harms, but not so much that he can actually have a real impact on this. He tries to do everything, but has nowhere so much impact that he actually changes the nature of the game. And I think that's now gone. He has much more mass investors than he has mass in battleships. So this is basically lost now, I guess. I don't think he can really hold on to that longer. Okay, now he contracted, I guess. Or no, he suicided into Tech 1 PDs. I mean, at this time it's completely irrelevant if you go for a YOLO or for a Scatters. The top team has double the amount of mass income. Like, you won't get anything done. Like, you can just quit at this point. good micro here. He spams waypoints so that the crab doesn't turn around, but keeping so he can actually shoot at the incoming experimentals. No, he's not shooting the nuke at the crab. No, he's shooting it at the island, or what? I mean, the rock player still has not an SMD. The air player built an SMD for him. But you can still nuke all the production or whatever. So he still hasn't won the pond. I really don't know how this is possible. Like, he hasn't built a single battleship for like 5 minutes. And he like spam frigates. You see all these armies. Why don't you spam frigates? Oh, now a very bad area engagement for top team. They could actually win the air engagement, the bottom team. Oh, it doesn't look like it. I mean, he still hasn't reacted to it, but yeah. Okay, I mean, air is lost, rock is lost. This position gonna be lost too, and front, yeah, is lost too. I really don't know why they continue playing. Like, even if this finishes, it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, he control case now, and I hope he does it too. Oh wait, does they have a status? No, they have a Tech 3 RT. Now the control K is out. So I hope you guys enjoyed the cast. I think it was a very nice game, a very interesting game in terms of switching the lanes or winning the pond back, which was completely lost. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you next time.